So this is chapter number 8, and we want to talk about poses and the pose mixer. Let's say we have here two eyes, and we have rigged these eyes. For every eye I have inserted a bone here. So if I go to the animate page and I let's show this in this view, and I drag this around, the eyes are moving. So far so good. Let's nail this so that the eye stays in position and just rotating. Okay, if you create the eye movement as a separate skeleton, you can include or insert the skeleton as a subskeleton of the head from the character. So, and if you finish with your animation, you can animate separately the eyes. And to do this easier, as always move and positioning the eyes here, it's could be easier to set up poses for the eyes. So you have to go in the animate mode to the poses tab here. You can also drag this out from the window, and that gives you a better view here. And we say for this skeleton here, this one is the default position, and this is the first position that we record here as a pose. So we press the add button, and that adds the current pose to the list. And I rename this with F2 on my keyboard and say this is my default position. The other add button here can add the current pose, including all subskeletons that are in there. So, and let's create a few poses. Let's say this pose here is that the eyes move, or I'm sorry, not move, just show in the left direction. So we add this pose here and rename it and call it look left. So with a double click of default, it switches back onto the default position. I move it in the other direction and record this and say this is look right. Back to the default position, move the eyes up at this position and say this is the look up. And for this example here, that is enough. So what can we now do with that? Here is another tab, but you can see it bad because here's no triangle, but yeah, normally there should be one. And that opens the blender, the pose blender. So if you click here on all poses here are copied with a slider to the pose mixer or the blender. And if I now drag here on the slider, you can see that Motion Studio calculates the position between the pose here, this is our look left position, and this one, this is the default position. This also works for right and for up. And the good thing is we can mix and blend these motions together. And that means I can here choose look up to the eyes and also look right. And the eyes goes up and right. Or also to the left side. If I choose here look left and also look right, nothing happens because look left and look right is the same as the default. But you get an understanding what the pose mixer or pose blender does. And you can do this to record different poses also the walk cycle positions, the contact and passing positions and so on. You can record all things that you want. I use this especially for record facial expressions in my characters, for eye movement of the eyebrows, and movement of the mouth, and so on. This is really helpful and pretty cool, especially then if you rig all these things as a separate skeleton. Then you can independently animate your character, and if you finished and get the final result for moving your character, then you can easily create the facial expressions. So this was what I want to tell you about Motion Studio. More is not to say. In the menu here there are a few buttons or options that I have not explained, but I believe that these are self-explained, like show attached bones, show unattached bones, and so on. Also the actions here that you can hide all skeletons or show all skeletons are more or less self-explained. The other things, clean animation keys and kill animation, what I have not explained, leave it as it is. In the most cases TrueSpace crashes if you use one of these buttons. Also the rebuild button here, TrueSpace will crash in most of the time if you use one of these buttons, and normally you don't need them. Okay, this was my short excursus to Motion Studio. If you have questions, if you have an idea what I could do, what I can show you if I know it, feel free to contact me in the TrueSpace forum. I'm known as Design Devil, so I hope I see next time a few cool animations from you. Wish you good luck, and we see you the next time. Thanks.